So it should go live in just a few seconds, and then we can start our presentation with everybody tonight. So if you want to put in the chat where you're from, who invited you, if you're a guest or a consultant, that would be awesome.
I don't see anything in the chat tonight.
Oh, you're not seeing much in the chat? Chat
Oh, no,
not.
it's blank on my end.
Yeah, you know what? No chat yet. Here, let's see. Oh, can I type anything? Hi.
Oh, there's Christine. Okay. Now I see
People starting? Okay,
yeah.
That's good. Awesome. All right, I'm going to close that off and we're going to get rolling. So welcome to our Real Life, Real Stories, Real Opportunity. And I'm Denise Thibodeau. I'm your global director. And I have been in the business for 17, almost 18 years. Come January, I have been saying yes to this beautiful business opportunity that has revolutionized my life, but also is revolutionizing a lot of people's lives in so many different ways. And if you haven't had the opportunity to go into Real Life, Real Stories, Real Opportunity, where we're streaming this in, ask the person who invited you to call and jump in on that, because there are some amazing stories that are archived in there that will inspire you. Because I think there's different reasons why people are joining our community and joining Epicure, falling in love with Epicure for different reasons as well. And that's the versatility of our incredible opportunity. The versatility is that you can design a life you want around your family's needs, around your personal needs. You can make really good income with this. You can earn trips around the world, basically, and we're going to talk about that, right, Anne? And so many other things. And tonight, I have the privilege and the honor to introduce you to Anne, and I have it phonetically written down. And where did I put that? Okay, Pathammavong. And she has been with us 3 years now. 3 years or 4 years? 3 years.
3 years.
And yeah, Anne's from Toronto, downtown Toronto. And Anne has earned top sponsoring accolades. She's crossed the stages with Epicure. She's spoken. She's on an advisory council for, and I'll let you talk a little bit about that if you want, on advisory councils with Home Office. She just earned a trip to Mexico and just returned from Mexico on Sunday. And so it's a real honor and privilege. And Anne has an interesting story, right? And I'm not going to give away any tips on what happened, but how she joined Epicure and where is Epicure taking her now. So Anne, I am really honored that you're taking the time to speak to us tonight. So I'm going to put this in speaker view and I'm going to have you share your story.
Hi, everyone. I'm Anne. Thank you for joining us. And if you're a guest of a consultant and you're thinking of joining, we're also really excited you're here as well. So thank you, Denise, for the kind intro. So I'm Anne. Yeah, as she said, I'm based in Toronto, downtown. I don't have a car. Like, I'm that downtown person in Toronto that I take public transportation everywhere. So when I first started Epicure, I have 2 kids. You might see them. I told them to put themselves to bed today. So we'll see how this goes. I just wanted, oh no, put the lights back on. Mommy's on a call. Okay, go to sleep.
Hi, buddy.
I just wanted healthy meals that I could make really quickly. So I just purchased a business kit, no intention of working the business, and was like, I literally threw the kit in the corner and I was like, I'm just gonna, ignore all the phone calls from this nice woman named Linda Brown, who's my now director, being like, hi, you joined the business. How could I help? I'm like, who's phoning me? Like, who are you? But then after I tried the food, made fajitas, my then husband, now he's lights on. He's now my ex. Everyone ate the food. Like, the kids ate it, he ate it. I was like, oh, that was really easy. And it took no time. And then I realized, maybe I should not ignore those calls from Linda Brown, pick up the phone, maybe open the business kit. And then I saw the potential, because not only was the food itself and the product really good, which was key. Obviously, you don't want to sell something that you don't love. It was a good business opportunity in a way at that time for me to make income, because my kids were smaller 3 years ago. Now they're in school, thankfully. So, you know, I was home with them trying to keep them alive. So that's how I started, and I kept running with it, and then grew a team of other people that love the business as well. Became one of the top recruiters. I've been on stage many times, you know, winning awards in Canada and US for the top recruiters. I was on one of the advisory committees, which is like 12 consultants out of 25,000, which is a huge honor, getting to tell head office my thoughts, which I love. I love giving input. And then I also, thank you. Can I use this? Yes, you can use floss. Great idea. You should also use floss as well. That's really good. The kids love it. My kids are flossing. And I founded the Diversity, Inclusion, and Equity Committee, making sure we have diverse. Obviously, we want diverse consultants, but that, you know, people with like in a wheelchair or any disability, we're also meeting those needs as well. So, yeah, and then also earned the, like Denise said, the Epicure Mexico incentive trip, which is a 8 days, 7 nights at a 5-star luxury all-inclusive, all paid for. It's amazing. So I just came back on Sunday. So I feel like I'm still disoriented because I was like, oh, no one's making me breakfast. I have to make my own.
So what I find really interesting, Anne, is that when you first started with Epicure, your kids were really little, and you're a bit of a guru when it comes to doing things on social. Like, you're really, really great with getting your name out there socially, and you have really helped a lot of people across Canada and the US as you're building your team. And what do you find people are looking for when they first start? Like, because a lot of people, are they familiar with Epicure or not familiar to Epicure? What is when you're talking to people, what's grabbing their attention?
They aren't familiar with Epicure because I started off mostly building in the US. We had just launched in the US. So if you're a consultant in Canada, or if you're a consultant in the US, you also can sell and have people join your team from both countries, which is amazing because there's such a huge opportunity there, just because there's more Americans than Canadians. So a lot of them are brand new. They don't know about Epicure. They don't have a gluten-free option like this. So, or something that you can make healthy meals in 20 minutes. So it's brand new to them, which I love. So they just want. Thank you, Ella. Okay, now you have to go to bed. You finished flossing. I'm trying to stop. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. So for you as a young mom, a single mom, working your Epicure business, and you had the opportunity to hang out with home office, like the CEO of Epicure, the vice president of Epicure, and trainers. What was that like for you for the very first trip? Like, when you want to describe this corporation, like, why would you want to join Epicure? Like, what are some of the benefits of joining this particular company if people are looking at joining other companies? Why Epicure?
Oh, great question. So I personally love the products and think the products are good, but the company itself really cares as well. Like, they really actually listen to all the feedback you write in as a consultant, or your customer says something to you and then you write it in. Someone's actually taking notes to be like, Melanie really likes taco seasoning and wants it to come back, or whatever. Whatever Melanie is writing in, right? Like, people are paying attention and they want that feedback. So I had the pleasure of there was a meeting at the CEO invited us to a meeting. So I got to have a nice personal meeting with her this week, or last week, I should say, in Mexico. And I had a nice, good coffee chat with the VP, and he was really paying attention and asking questions about how he can make this business better. And they really, really, they really want our feedback, and they really care about you, the consultants, and how you're going to succeed, which I love, because it's not, I know some other companies and even other direct sales companies, like, they're focused on profit or the bottom line, right? Like, how are we going to make money of it? Like, for everyone, for them, it's like, how is Christine, how is Amanda going to succeed? What tools do they need? Which I love.
Yeah. And that's really good. And what I love about diversity committee, right? That is led by our CEO,
Yes,
right?
yeah. CEO.
And
Sometimes she has someone taking notes, but it's mostly her. I'm taking the notes.
asking about who we need, who do we want to be, why do we want to be, who do we want to like, they want to include everybody in this corporation, in this company. So I think that's really an awesome thing. So have you been able to make some income with Epicure, Anne?
Yes. So when I was working, when I had the kids, I had a spouse at the time who was he's still making a lot, making a lot. So I feel like there wasn't as much financial burden with me, like, but I still needed the income because you still like living in downtown Toronto is expensive. You know, I swear when you leave the house, like, you spend $40, like just walk, go to No Frills, you buy something, you're like, where did my money go? So you always need income coming in. So I've been able to make income with Epicure. And it's one of those things you're like, oh, look at it. You're like, okay, the spice is only $8. I'm gonna start at 25%, but you start to slowly build your business, get more customers, get more people interested, and then it becomes every month I get a paycheck, like money comes in every 10th, and like I can live. So it's been such a blessing because I've been pretty open with everyone about getting separated, because all of a sudden I was like, oh crap, like good night, babes, turn the light up. Like I now have to I have to pay rent, and I know it sounds silly, but like before I had that cushion from him, but now I'm like, oh, like it's just me now, like I have to have money coming in. So it's been such a blessing to have Epicure, because the last 2 years has been wacky, and like I was like, okay, I'm gonna go get a full-time job, and I'm like, oh, I can't, like, because your kids are in and out of school every, I swear it felt like every day, like if they had anything in Ontario. I'm in Ontario, Canada. You have to keep them home, and then online learning kindergarten is like you have to sit your kid, like they're not going to do online learning at that age. So it was like a full-time job, and then I could do Epicure around it. Like I used to get up early in the morning before school and do it, because I could do it around. So I still do that. Like I stop my day at 3 o'clock so I can pick them up, so I don't have to do after school care. Sorry, that was really.
No, that's a really good, well, it's about flexibility, right? It just shows that you can work this business around a full-time job, a part-time job. Situations in our lives change. And so you're working this business that works around your family, and that's important to you. And I think that's really important to understand. The other thing too is that the business kit is very inexpensive, but what you get for your business kit is a ton of stuff, because you also, when you in Canada, to launch with Epicure would be $125, and in the US it's $99. And you get a ton of extra bonuses. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the bonuses. So first off, when you join, you get 3 e-commerce websites for free. And what's the value of 3 e-commerce websites? And do you want to talk a little bit about how the e-commerce websites and how important those are for us?
So I do web design when I'm not doing this. I actually do a lot of websites and web design. It's really expensive. Like to build your own website, like you spend a lot more than free. Like you get a website that just has your name. You can give out to people. You don't have to maintain it at all. Like, customers can buy off that site, and then you don't have to touch the product. So it's valuable. Like if you were to have your own store, I used to have a store in the past, you have to ship the inventory yourself. You have to maintain the website. Like you're doing all those things. With Epicure, you don't have to physically ship anything to anyone. Like someone in Texas, they can just order the spices. It'll just get shipped to them. You don't have to touch it. It's perfect.
Yes. And I think that's really important to understand that is all part of what you get. The other thing too is that you get, we get 4 catalogs a year. So one of the really strategic and amazing things about Epicure is that they give you 4 catalogs a year. So we're in our holiday season right now. So it started October 1st and it'll go till the end of December. And then you got January till March, April till end of August, September. Well, I might have screwed those dates up. May. So there's this winter, like a winter, like a January, February, March, and then May, June, July, September, October, November, August, September, October, November, December, January. So every 3 months, the catalog changes. And what's really beautiful about that is that it turns over our inventory. So you always have new products for the season that we're cooking in, right? There's 4 seasons. So we have seasonal cooking options for people. And there's tons of innovation that goes on and new products that show up and seasonal products, which is really important. And it really supports our client base to get a reorder business going with you, with yourselves, with your customers. We also have like fundraising. Have you done any fundraising, Anne?
I do. I actually have 3 coming up, which is amazing. I've been doing a lot of outreach to different organizations and groups. So I actually have and the great thing is they're not local to me, which is I love. Like one's in Regina. Yeah, it's like, did I say that? And others in BC. And again, I'm in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. So like, I'm never going to see these people in person, which is amazing. So they're having a football team, I have 2 football teams doing one for their sports team. So all their football players get to fundraise. And then one in BC, which is a small arts-based charity. So,
awesome.
So not only do I get to share Epicure and help people, have healthy meals, I'm also helping the charity and then helping myself, like everyone. It's such a win.
Yeah. It's giving back, right? It's really giving back to our communities what people need. And that's really important too. So what would you say the highlights of saying yes to Epicure have been for you?
I think I said earlier, I just came back from Mexico. I'm super tan right now. This is someone's like, I think you win the award for tan. Like, were you outside all day in the sun? I was like, yes, I was. I think that was definitely a highlight because everything was paid for. And I was like, wow, like I didn't pay. The trip was like, if you had a buy-in guest, like if you had a trip for 1 or a trip for 2, you could have a friend or your spouse or partner come. And that cost was 2,800 Canadian. So that was free for me. Like I was like, I didn't have to pay that. So that was definitely a highlight. I love doing online, and I actually don't like in person scares me. I am starting to do it, but when I do things in person with when I meet other team members, it's also a big highlight as well. I didn't realize I didn't think I'd like the community. I know it sounds silly because some people, you don't go in thinking like, I want to make friends. Like you just need some income, or I need to pay some Christmas gifts. But that's been a nice bonus as well. The community is really good.
Yeah.
So Anne, does that mean you're going to take the train next Wednesday so I can pick you up to go to the training?
Where did you come from, Carrie? Where are you?
I have been here the whole time waiting for my opening because Denise and I discussed it earlier today.
So we are doing a huge training. That's one of the things about our communities, that we do huge trainings. And next week we have Carrie coming in from the US. She's driving 8 hours to come to a training next Wednesday night here in my hometown. And we're telling Anne to get on a train, and she'll pick her up in Woodstock and bring her to my little village.
Tomorrow, we're doing Wednesday during the day. I am not coming Wednesday night.
There we go. There we go. So there's lots of really amazing things that happen. So are there any questions out there? Anybody have any questions about the business opportunity?
And even though I've mentioned all these accolades and big things, like I'm not special. Like this is achievable for anyone. Like I just emphasize that, like anyone, like I know Carrie, who just said hi to me and popped out of nowhere. She was also on the trip. Carrie's not special. I mean, like she's great, but like we're all just normal people that have earned this trip or have done these things. And like this is achievable for anyone. You just have to say yes and then just go for it, right? Like to get those raisers, I've honestly made like 50 asks in September, probably maybe, what does that sound? Oh, sorry. A lot more asks to get those 3, right? Like it wasn't just like the first person.
I don't want to give anybody, pull the wool over anybody's eyes, say, no, Epicure is really, just join Epicure and suddenly it happens. There's a learning curve, and we have some really great training in place for you. You're part of a program called the Fast Start program, or Fast Path program. They renamed it just recently. The Fast Path program is a 90-day program. When you grab hold of that, there's training behind that, and it tells you how to launch your business. And then you have people that are going to surround you and support you. We have a global organization, a global Facebook group, and there's tons and tons of training. So you're never by yourself. That's one thing about this business. You'll do your business for yourself, but you're never by yourself. And you can soar in whatever direction you want to go. And there is the Fast Path program will allow you to earn a ton of extra bonuses. There's actually $2,100 worth of extra bonuses available to consultants who complete that program. And we have people, there's 3 people within the last month and a half that have completed that 3-month program in 2 months. Like, they are just soaring with their Epicure business, and they're investing in their dreams and their goals and things that they want. So some of the things that you want for the future, Anne, what does that look like for you?
Good question. I feel really motivated. Once you go on a trip, you're like, oh, I need to earn that again. Telling Carrie this as well. I was like, oh yeah, I better earn that. And then
Montreal, and we're earning it for free.
Yeah, you can earn the Montreal trip, and there's other trips. I'm like, okay, I want to earn that. But not only the trips, but even just like day to day paying for small children's lives. Like, I'm like, whoa, man, you outgrew your pants. Like, okay, I gotta go buy my kid a whole new set of pants because he had a growth spurt, right? So I'm like, just practical. I want to be able to pay for just day to day life, and I'm sure all of you do. Like, I want a kitchen reno, or I want to be able to pay my bills, or get my kid whatever they want for Christmas and not worry. Like, so a lot of my things now have just become like practical. Like, I want to be able to just pay for my life, not have to worry that I'm gonna, not have money coming in.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna be good. And obviously, the trips are nice too.
Yeah. And you know what's really interesting? I remember, like, I've been with Epicure 18 years. I come from an engineering background, and you used to be a VA, right? Virtual assistant. That's what you used to do too. And when I first started with Epicure, I had to make $400 to $600 a month so I could actually pay for my groceries and pay some bills. We were in desperate need. Like, there was no income coming in. I was working in the engineering field, got super sick, and then left that engineering job. But I was on contract, so there was no unemployment for contract. And we went from a double income to a single income. And right now, there are hundreds of thousands of people that can't manage the price of groceries going up. Like, they say the average cost of groceries for a family has gone up by $1,000 a month. And every time I go to the stores, I'm seeing the prices of groceries going up. And that is one of the key things about Epicure, is that you can save a ton of money using Epicure. Like, you really do save money when you cook with high quality products and get these really delicious meals on the table. You're going to save money. And I remember my goal when I first started is, if I could only, and I know there's people laying in bed at night, lots and lots of women laying in bed, if I could only make an extra $200 to $400 a month, that would so support us and help us. And that's where I was. That's where we were 18 years ago. 18 years ago, I would lay in bed and go, Serge, if I could only help us make another $400 to $600 a month. And Epicure dropped into my hands. Because I was in a crossroads with my health. I need to clean up my diet, and I need to discover this business. And it came. And it's just like you, Anne. You discovered it from a complete stranger who introduced you to Epicure. And look at what happened today. Like 3 years later, like it's been a gift. So there are tons of possibilities with Epicure, but it's like, what do you want from it, and what do you need it to do for you? And you'll have some success.
Yeah, that's cool. Thank you, Denise. I was like, he's so articulate.
It's a true story, right? When you are broken, and I was at that point, and now I just kept working on it, just like you're working at it. Lots of consultants doing their thing that they need to do. And 18 years later, my husband's been retired for 6 years. We retired him because of the choice. And he's the one that told me to start with Epicure. He's the one that said, I don't know what you're thinking, but I think you should be doing Epicure because it's a really good business. It's the oldest thing. It's the oldest trade in the world, selling spices. And in my mind, I'm thinking, selling spices is really stupid. Who's going to make a living doing that? But he said, you should be doing this. And that's how it came to be.
That's the same one, sort of, but now we're not together. So. That's okay.
So
we're in a good place. I know I'm making a joke, but yeah, in all seriousness, we're good.
Yeah. Well, you have your signature. You have to write your life, Anne, right? So yeah. It's good. So as parting words, what would you say to anybody who's sitting on the fence or thinking about finding out more about Epicure or saying yes to it? Oh, if you host a cooking class this month too, with the person who's invited you to the call, host a class, and then you could use your hostess benefits towards the kit. So you don't even have to pay any money for the kit. Use the hostess benefits towards the kit. That's available to you for the month of October.
I would say my advice is just to do it and do it right now. Like, don't wait. Q4, the last quarter of the year, is historically been a really strong season for selling Epicure because people are stocking up on teacher gifts or realtor baskets or vendor events, or like there's so many things that are happening, or even more fundraisers. It's definitely a great time to join. So I'd say don't wait. And I feel like this, last year separating, like my life's been kind of rocky. Like don't wait until it's good. Just join. Like even if something's going on in your life, you can still do it.
Yeah, that's awesome. If you don't take a chance, you'll never know. And sometimes that gift is the gift that changes everything in your lives. So, well, I want to thank everybody for jumping on. If you're a guest, make sure that you have indicated that in the chat, and I'll be doing some draws. And I think, Christine, you're a guest tonight, right? View Gallery. So you're a guest. Who else is a guest? Is Amy a guest?
Amy looks like a Mississauga guest. Oh, you're close by. Of Amanda. Is that right?
Amanda, Amy? Yeah. Okay. All right. So if you can give the person who invited you to the call your address, I'm going to send you guys some gifts. I'll send some stuff in the mail to you. So if you guys can DM me your addresses, that would be really, really awesome, because all of our guests will win tonight. How's that grab you?
Oh, that's amazing.
That sounds fantastic.
All right. So thanks for watching. I hope you got a lot out of this. And this is who we are. We're not going to be, crazy being something we're not. We're authentic. We're real. We're real people doing a real job with Epicure and loving everything we do. So give Anne a big round. Thank you, Anne.
Good job, Anne.
Thank you
for sharing. Is there any last minute comments before we close?
I got one comment. Oh, go ahead. I was just going to say, Denise, you can't say we're not crazy. I mean, come on.
Well, we have a lot of fun.
We have lots of crazy fun. I just had to say it.
That's awesome. It's awesome. Thanks, Shannon. Melanie,
and thanks, Anne, for sharing your story again. Even though I hear it often, I always learn something new. So I just took some more notes.
Oh my goodness.
Awesome.
Yeah, just keep doing it. I know I've told the story before, but the last year has been like out of a whole house into a one bed with 2 children. But I'm like, okay, that's fine. Like I can keep working Epicure and we'll get back up there again, right? Like, yeah, you can do it in any season of your life.
Yeah. And you have to take time off too. That's the other thing, right? Anne had to take some time off to get things sorted and organized. And then you can come back to that, like come back to a new signature if you need to. Like, so anybody else have anything to share before we close? Good. Well, thanks for watching. Have a really great day. And I'd love to welcome all our new business partners, and we'll take really good care of you and we'll support you as you launch your new businesses. Take care, guys. Bye.
Bye.